So appreciated your opening remarks and your emphasis on cancer. Like other women I know in this room, I'm a cancer survivor, and due to early detection and early surgeries, I've got enough energy to be there and maybe be something more. So it is an important message that we get out there and let women know that it is a curable disease and something that we need to work on all over the world, because many of us have gone through it and have come out the other side. Maybe even a little feistier, huh, Lauren?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I just thought I'd tell a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in North Dakota. That's kind of like another country. Yeah, yes, Canada. We know we're like that. And it was as I got ready to do this and thought about the times that have changed. And my mother was a stay-at-home mom, and you know she went to bridge club and golf club. And I thought, boy, when I grew up, I was going to get to stay at home and fix ladies' lunches. And that didn't happen, but that was the good news. But it was such a different time. I got to play basketball in high school, but it was a time when you could be forwards or you could be guards. You couldn't be both. You couldn't cross the center line. Somehow they thought if we ran that many steps, if we did more than 4 dribbles, something would happen to us. And so just to think back about you know how things have changed. I was lucky. I went off to college. University of North Dakota, of course. I lived there, I went there, and joined a sorority and got back years ago with my sorority sisters and realized we were all in helping professions. We were going to be social workers or nurses or school teachers or anything like that we could do for a short period of time until we met our goal, which was to find a husband and stay home. And then you could go to bridge club and do golf lessons. So it was how it was. So it's just kind of interesting to think back and think how different it was. We weren't aimed at career paths. They didn't say, what do you want to do so that you can, you know, be able to financially take care of yourself for the rest of your life. That really wasn't part of what would happen. I was one of probably the 25 graduating seniors in my class that lived in a sorority house. I was one of the 3 that did not meet the goal of having a husband before I graduated. So we had to find our own path, and we left North Dakota, and I ended up in Salem, Oregon, and that was my first adventure. And like all you are having adventures, I think that's what's important as we grow. I don't think we grow if we stay in a safe place. I think we have to go and try something else. Brave as I would like to make it sound, however, I did get an apartment. My first apartment in Salem, Oregon was in the basement of a minister's home. I wasn't too ready to be a singing singer at 21. And that was my life. And then I think about my daughter. I have a daughter that's 31, and she graduated from Berkeley, from Bolt, and now is a beverage law attorney in San Francisco. And I have a daughter-in-law who married my gorgeous son, who's 35. And she's a vice president with Wells Fargo Bank in San Francisco and a graduate of Kellogg's graduate school. So, you know, in that one generation, what a change we have made with women and opportunities and things they can do. And I know from the little conversation we've had already, what they're looking for is balance. How do I balance all these opportunities that I get to have and really have that rich life? And I know this generation is really looking at that. You want it all. And you can have it all. There are ways to do it. I have 2.5-year-old twin grandsons that are a great joy of my life. They've probably all seen pictures of them. You know, you can't wear it on your back. But it is important, and there are ways to do it all. For me, you know, when I came out, I raised my kids. I also took care of my mother who had Alzheimer's. And had her with me for 8 years, or in Napa for 8 years. My daughter graduated from high school. It was like, okay, now what? And at that time, I was offered an opportunity to take a job with Leadership Napa Valley. It was a community leadership program, which I see many graduates are in the room from the program. And it was an opportunity for me to step out and say, how can I help train the next generation? Like you say, community leaders, that was a big piece of what we were doing. And I was getting ready to do this, and I was talking about challenging and take risks, and how do I motivate people to do that. And I got a phone call, and actually it was kind of a sad period of time for the city of Napa. The mayor of our community had gotten out of his car and had been killed by a young boy who had just gotten his driver's license, lost control of the car and killed the mayor in a very freak accident. And the council then needed to make one of their own the mayor, and then needed to decide who would fill the city council vacancy. And one of the city council members called me and said, Jill, would you consider this? And I said, no, mind you, I'm getting ready to do this other thing, telling people to challenge and take risks and do all this. And I said, yeah, would you be willing to put your name in the hat? And I said, okay, how long do I have? And they said, you have an hour and you can't tell anybody. I know, it was pretty odd. And so I said, you know, how can I train other people to be brave and take risks in their life unless I'm willing to do this? So I said, sure, I'll put my name in the hat. That evening, the city council met. One of the city council members nominated me to be on the council. The other one seconded it, and within 24 hours, I was a member of the Napa City Council. It was pretty quick. I got a phone call from the newspaper saying, you know, now that you have this power, what are your goals? It was like, yeah, right. And I had come from the school board. I had been a school board member, so I had wanted to get involved, but that was kind of a giant leap. And I'm lucky now. I'm lucky these two jobs I have, being mayor of a gorgeous community, and if you have time, I'd love to show you around, and working with community leadership, which is taking all this new young energy in the community that wants to make a difference and helping them understand how things work, what's going on in our community, and helping them figure out what their next steps are going to be. And they help me see the world through their eyes so that I don't get jaded just sitting up there, you know, only listening to people that are already in political life. They help me see all sorts of insights. So what's it like to be mayor of Napa? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's a good job. The ribbon cuttings are way fun and all the rest of it. But in the United States, we have 1,100 mayors of cities over 30,000. So 1,100 mayors, 193 are women. So less than 16% in the United States women are mayors. It's a little, we're more used to it in California. Of those 193 all over the United States, 50 of them are in California. So in California, yeah, there's a lot more. Napa, someone asked me, Napa gets it right about every 20 years. I'm actually the third woman mayor to serve the city of Napa. And what do women bring? I think you're going to get the idea from the energy of this room. What I brought was to running for mayor was, in order for us to be healthy socially, we have to be healthy economically. So we really need to focus on being sure that financially we're a place that can take care of our finances, that we can take care of our bills, and that we can encourage businesses to come here, because that's what's going to make us healthy and strong. One of the things they asked me to talk about was women in Napa. You know, my list could be very long, but the CEO of the chamber is a woman, the publisher of the paper is a woman, publisher of the local magazines is a woman, the county superintendent of schools is a woman, wine trade organizations that meet all four of the people that run those organizations are women. Linda Parks manages Lixit, which is a local business corporation that manufactures like pet products. And she called me the other day. She's very successful. Walmart is coming out. They want to perhaps take her products, and she wants to bring them here, and she invited me to come meet with them. Tracy Hayward and Christy Taylor from Perfect Puree are so dynamic women, you know, really forming a business and really making a difference in our community. You know, what is it about women? Well, I could say if there's ever a problem in this community, that's who we call. We call the women. We call them. We say, here's an issue, here's a problem. We need to get together. They have the ability to think through a problem. We don't get territorial about problems, and we really, you know, deeply care about the community and putting us on a wonderful path. If you are lucky enough to go downtown and walk around the river, we have, actually probably go out back here and see part of the river trail. A project that we have is our flood project, which took us probably 10 years of community work in order to get far enough along that we had a project that we could go to the voters. And I can say our very own Dorothy Lynn Salmon was key to that, and key to us understanding that as a community, if we get together, we can solve any problems. And indeed, if we can solve that one, we've never found one we can't deal with yet. So I am pleased to welcome you as the mayor of the city of Napa. I'm thrilled you're here and anxious to hear more about your story.